Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here. This is Tarot by Melissa, and in today's reading, we're going to be looking into your next job or big career move. So this reading is going to be for any of you guys who are just looking for a change in career. Maybe you have something planned, you just want to kind of check the status and see how things are going, or maybe you're currently actively looking for something and wondering about what's really coming up next for you. Either way, this is a great reading for you to choose. Getting into our disclaimers, keep in mind this is a general reading, so some messages may apply quite specifically and accurately to you and your situation. Others of the messages may not, so if it doesn't feel like it fits your situation, simply just release it and let it go. Especially if something in the message feels confusing or it just doesn't feel like it fits your situation, that's usually a sign that the message may not be for you. So don't dwell on it, don't let it get you upset, just let it go. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. If you guys did want to book a personal reading with me, all the details on how you can do that will be linked in the description box down below. All right. Also, keep in mind, we do have channel memberships here at Tarot by Melissa. So for $4.99 a month, you can join the memberships side of the channel where you'll have access to 2 bonus videos a month that are exclusive to members only and selected and voted on by members only. So if you want to have a little bit more of a say in the type of content that I'm uploading here on the channel, then definitely check it out over there. Hope to see you there. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our reading selection. So you guys are going to have a choice between 4 options for your reading for today. So I want you guys to think about what's next for you in your career, your next job, your next big career move. Take a deep breath. Select the crystal or the card that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. For pile 1, we have Malachite, pile 2, Sunstone, pile 3, Rhodochrosite, pile 4, Celestite. Once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to find the timestamp that will take you to your selected reading. See you there. Hey, pile 1, if you guys were drawn to this Malachite teardrop, this is going to be your reading. So we're looking to see all about your next new job or career move coming in for you. So let's jump right in. So from your archetype cards, we have the Student, the Prince. From the tarot, we have the Hierophant, and we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, very interesting. All right, pile 1. So I feel like where you guys are going next, there's definitely this element of, it's like 2 sides to this, okay? Part of this makes me feel like this could be some sort of job where you guys are, maybe you're like a student yourself, or you have studied a lot to be in this type of role. Humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning, shadow attributes, arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. So there's definitely something about this next job where you're going to be learning a lot. And I also feel like there's something here about maybe you guys either having like a mentor or you being a mentor in some capacity. The Hierophant card is definitely making me feel like there's someone here that's supporting you who's almost like a subject matter expert. Like this is talking about vocational training, advising, right? It doesn't have to specifically be a financial advisor, but there's definitely something about like this next role where you guys are learning really important skills on the job through the support of a mentor. Okay. But then you also have this side where we have like the Prince and the Knight of Wands. So in this job, I feel like there's an element of you having to like be able to work well with other people because there's this energy of being charming, right? Being charming in order to get your way or to convince or persuade others. And this could be a role where you guys have to like be working with clients or interfacing with the public in some capacity as well. You know, and so you have to have those like customer service type skills or those relationship building types of skills in order to be successful. This can also talk about like interpersonal stuff at work too. Like sometimes you need these skills for interpersonal relationships at work too. Sorry guys, I just had to sneeze off camera. So this is also feeling like a pretty fast-paced type of job as well. This could be a role where you guys have a lot of travel. And there's an element here of like there's rules and there is a certain way that you're supposed to be doing things. And I do feel like a lot of you guys are being supervised or mentored, but there's also kind of this energy of freedom and autonomy here. We have jack of all trades, right? So some of you guys could be doing something where you're learning how to do a lot of different things. And it's fast-paced, right? It's like there's not a lot of time to dwell on things. Okay. Travel could be involved here as well for some of you. I can't remember if I said that already before I sneezed. Okay, so let's continue. We're going to go in with this little career deck next. This is a new deck that I got. I'm really excited to bring to the channel. So tell us more, Spirit, about pile one's next job or career move here. We have money matters. Money matters a lot now. Watch your expenses and save up for the future. You need to be prepared for the unexpected. Okay. Tell us more, Spirit. Spiritual work. Doing some inner work can help you get clear before you move on. You will get insights into what work will best serve your needs. Okay. This is kind of adding a little bit more context and nuance to your reading, you guys. All right, so I feel like for some of you, it almost feels like you guys are like whatever you're doing next, you're still in school or you're still a student. Like there's definitely this element, it's confirmed, like you guys are definitely still learning. And this could be a phase that you all are moving into where you're kind of experimenting and trying a lot of new things in order to find out what it is that you're the most passionate about. And if you guys haven't been already, maybe taking the guidance on this card could be helpful. If you're finding yourself like, oh, I'm the jack of all trades with the master of none, right? Like the like that silly quote or whatever. And you're wanting to be more specialized, it might be beneficial for you to really kind of go within to reflect on what would make you feel the most passionate, right? What feels like your calling. I do think that whatever you all are doing with money matters coming up, it's making me think that whatever this role is, it might not be the most financially stable. Maybe that's not the right word, but it may not be a high-paying job, right? Because you're in that learning phase, like that apprenticeship type of phase. So there's definitely like an emphasis here for this group on, you know, money being a focus and being mindful about how much you're spending. Okay. So let's see what else for pile one. Next new job. We have appreciation. Okay. And we have indecision. Yeah, okay. And we have journey. So some of you guys could be moving, relocating, traveling. There's kind of that undertone here, but this can also just be talking about the spiritual journey or just the metaphorical journey that you're on in terms of like figuring out what it is that you want to do. Because there is this element of you guys needing to make a choice at some point here about what path you're going to take. Okay. So your next job, your next career move, I feel is about you guys kind of like figuring that piece out. You know, so this, what we're tapping into now, it feels like it's a temporary energy. It's like a necessary place that you may need to be in order to learn a skill under the guidance of a mentor or a subject matter expert or a teacher or something like that. But I don't feel like it's your end all be all, because there's this need here. You're like at a fork in the road where it's time to now like make a decision about what path is the best suited to you spiritually. Okay. We also have appreciation, and this card is talking about the need for gratitude. Okay. Being grateful for what you have and focusing on the haves versus the have-nots, if that makes sense. Because it can be really easy, you know, to, like when I look at this card, right, it's almost, the majority of the card is kind of like dead flowers if you really look at it, right? And so it can be easy to kind of focus on the big problem or the ugly stuff that we don't really that we don't like. And I feel like Spirit is asking you guys to focus on the beauty that is around you, because even though you might not have everything exactly checked off in terms of all your boxes being checked off at this particular phase, I feel like this place that you're in right now is serving some sort of a purpose for you on your path. Like you're here for a reason. And there is something about it that I think when you reflect back, you will be grateful that you had this experience. Okay. Hopefully this is making sense, you guys. So let's continue. We're going to pull one of these, and then we're going to close it with some Astro Dice to see if we can get any more specific info here about this job. All right, pile one, their next new job. We have setting up parameters. Assess your relationships and determine how they are aligned with your goals. Setting boundaries requires an honest evaluation of your present relationship. See, that makes a lot of sense with the Prince there, because there's definitely this energy of like other people and like interpersonal relationships kind of being a little bit of a theme throughout your career at this time. But I also think that this is just talking about assessing not only your relationships, but assessing the type of work you're doing and the different activities that you have your hands in here, and determine which of these are most aligned with your goals, because this is going to help you as you're making a decision about what path you would like to take. I think also maybe some of you guys, I can see this being a situation where you're in school and networking, trying to look for a job too, for a lot of you. And it could be that when you're networking and making connections, you want to make sure that whoever you're connecting with is aligned with your goals. Someone that could actually help you, you know, to get to where it is that you want to be. But I think first you need to decide where you want to be so that you can be more strategic about your goal, about who you're connecting with. Bottom deck energy, you may be asked to help someone out, or you may need a hand. Give deserved praise to others and you will receive recognition too, right? So it's like giving and receiving is kind of a theme here. You also have surrounded by prosperity. Your attention is being drawn to the infinite nature of reality. That which exists outside the known is beyond measure. So there's like a whole world out there for this group, pile one. And I think that this card of appreciation, it's kind of like asking you to expand your mindset into a mindset of growth and abundance versus lack, right? Because I feel like this group could be, with the money thing coming up here, and I get it, right? Like it's very difficult if you feel like you don't have enough to support your needs, or if you literally don't have enough to support your needs. And at the same time, I think Spirit is asking you to focus on an abundant mindset, a growth mindset as you're navigating through things. Because it seems like there are a lot more options around than you may realize. Okay, so let's close it with these Astro Dice. So next job for pile one, next career move. All right, we've got Uranus in the 5th house in Scorpio coming up here. So Uranus is like kind of an unpredictable sort of energy. And so it could be, yeah, it's like, I feel like whatever you guys are doing, this energy that we're tapping into, it's not permanent. It's like temporary, and it might be something that feels like it's a little bit unstable, right? Specifically as it pertains to the income that it brings in. Maybe it brings in, you know, income that's not fixed, right? It varies depending on the workload for some of you. But I feel like this also talks about the internet too, right, Uranus? Like, I feel there could be something about the internet being significant to this job. Scorpio is interesting because when I think of Scorpio, I think of research as well, right? Which kind of is what I'm seeing here with the student and the Hierophant card here. But this is also talking about like digging deeper, like this card is saying with spiritual work, really going within to try to understand yourself a little bit better so that you can be more aligned with what you're truly passionate about. And it's interesting that the 5th house is here because the 5th house talks about like our hobbies, our creativity. It talks about romantic relationships and children and things like that as well. Maybe children working in childcare could be something. I mean, you guys do have student energy here, so maybe being a teacher is significant to this group as well. But I'm almost feeling like for this group, you could thrive in a career that's more creative, which makes sense with the Knight of Wands. Freedom loving really stands out to me, right? Uranus is kind of that energy too. It's like, you know, you kind of get to make your own schedule. You get to do what you want to do, right? And have a little bit more autonomy versus being in something that's so rigid like this energy here. So really interesting spread, pile 1. Comment below. Let me know what's been going on with your career and how you feel like this message resonates. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so you'll be updated when I post the next video. And I'll see you there. Bye. Hey group 2, if you guys selected this little Sunstone crystal, this will be your reading. So we're going to find out all about your next job or career move. So let's take a look and see what we get. All right. Ooh, okay. Starting us off strong, we have the Vampire archetype. We have the Servant. Oops. Okay. And the 9 of Swords, and the 9 of Cups. Okay, this is interesting. All right, group 2. Well, I can kind of see why you would have selected this Sunstone crystal because I kind of feel like you guys need the fun energy. Like you need the fun, creative kind of energy. And maybe that you guys might be doing something creative here because there's something here with the 9 of Cups about like a dream job that you're thinking about or potentially moving into here, but there's a lot of heavy energy associated with it. So let's take a look. You have the Vampire and the Servant. So what this is telling me is that your next job, pile 2, is going to be something where you are in service to others, okay? And I feel like through being of service to others, this job might feel a bit draining to you with the Vampire energy here. Makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, or codependency, right? So there's something about this next job. Maybe this is the current job you guys are in and that you're trying to escape from. I feel like that's the case for a lot of my pile 2s, actually. But there's something about this role that is draining you physically, mentally, spiritually. And I think that you guys are like really anxious about it. There's something about it that's keeping you up at night or that there's like a fear here. It's like difficult to deal with. I just see you guys coming home from work at night and just like being in a puddle, right? Like just laying down on the couch and just like vegging because you're so exhausted from all the drama. But there is something here about this 9 of Cups, which is about like personal fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, a dream job. You know, like in this card, it's so cute. It's like she's a little genie getting her wishes granted, you know? So there's an element of you guys wanting this or wanting something more. If it's not this, it's like you want something more. But it's draining you. It's exhausting. So any more information, pile 2? Let's continue. So tell us more, please, about pile 2's next job. I'm wondering if this job is bringing you guys more money. And maybe that's part of the draw here, with all that gold and money energy. Let's see. Pile 2. Tell us more, please, Spirit, about this next job. We have the journey. You may move to a new place for work or travel for work. Exploring the world gives you the experience you need to succeed. Okay. Drama. Beware of troublemakers in the workplace. The job you want may have too much upheaval to bear. Keep emotions and gossip in check. That's interesting. Pile 2. There's something about this job that you are drawn to. Like, I feel there's something about it that's very sparkly. It's like something about it does bring you fulfillment and gratification, but I feel like it comes along with a lot of negative stuff too, right? Like, I feel you're getting something you want financially from this job. I do see that. And maybe for a lot of you guys with this traveling for work, maybe there's something about traveling for work that you really enjoy, right? Like getting to experience being in new places. Maybe you guys are not traveling, but you're just moving or relocating to a new place that really excites you, which is bringing you personal fulfillment. Like there's something that's tied to your personal life with this job that is giving you something that you want. But I feel like the job itself, with the vampire, the 9 of Swords, and drama, like it seems like you guys could potentially be moving into a little bit of a toxic workplace. I'm not going to lie. I have to be honest with you guys. I'm sorry. I hope that's not the case, but the other thing too, it's like, I'm just wondering if like the day-to-day of the job itself is just really depleting, you know? So even though it might come with some really nice perks, it feels like, and look, as I parted the deck, door to value, yeah, like I think it comes, this comes with some nice perks, but at what cost, you know? Let's see. Tell us more about this next job for pile 2, please, Spirit. We have yin yang. Okay. And we have healer of the ages coming through. Contract at the bottom. So this could be like a contract that you guys have signed on to, or some sort of employment agreement, or a karmic lesson potentially for some of you. But underneath of that, we have the door to healing, personal healing and happiness. And then we also have the temple path, which is telling me that if you guys select this job and you move into it, there's something about it that like you're divinely guided into. Like it seems like it's part of the process, the part of the plan for you, if you believe in that. Because your spirit guides, your ancestors, your angels are kind of all supporting you on this journey. And there is something about it that's bringing you personal fulfillment. So I don't want it to be like all bad. But I think that with yin yang coming up, there's something about the amount of effort that you have to like physically exert that I think is, you're going to find it to be a little bit exhausting. I think for this group, you're going to have to exert a lot more physical energy than you realized with the travel here. And with Healer of the Ages, yeah, this is about your health and vitality. Yeah, I continue to feel like there's just something about this job, pile 2, which again, it's interesting you chose this crystal, this orange crystal, because this is all about like vitality and having energy. you know, and I just wonder if there's something about your energy being depleted here that's really coming through strong. So we're going to pull one of these for advice, and then I'm going to use the Astro Dice to get a little more info, pile 2. Let's see. We have surrounded by prosperity. Your attention is being drawn to the infinite nature of reality. That which exists outside of the known is beyond measure. So this is kind of about having an abundant mindset. And look at this at the bottom of the deck, setting up parameters, setting boundaries. Okay, so I think part of this is you, pile 2. Like, I do think that this job may have potentially some toxic coworkers, which every job does. Or this job may just have aspects of it that are really draining. I think that this group, you guys find value in being of service to others. So I don't think that's the issue. But I think where the issue comes in is that you, my viewer, have to learn to set better boundaries with other people and even with yourself, right? Because there's definitely, with this job, I feel like there's a tendency, if it is in fact a dream job, you're going to care a lot about it, right? And so there's this tendency for you to overwork yourself or to overanalyze things and stress yourself out in a way that you don't need to do. And the job itself, I feel, is already going to have enough of that. Those elements that could be stressful on their own, potentially, without you adding more stress to yourself. So with yin yang coming up, yes, I think that there is an element of you exerting yourself more physically with this job, but there's also a need here to find a balance, right? A balance between exertion and leaning back and resting. You know what I mean? So let's look at the Astro Dice and see what else we can get. Next new job for pile 2. We have the 11th house, Mars, and Aquarius. So it could be something, it almost, okay, so 11th house and Aquarius, I'm wondering if you guys are part of like a big group or a big team or something like that. There's something here about like people and community and networks that is significant to this job. And with the Aquarius, there could be something about like, I don't know, like collective, like I'm just getting this image of you guys like helping to drive like a business with a group of people or something like that. Like you're on a sales team or something along those lines, right? Just an example. It doesn't have to be that specific. But, you know, Mars coming up here, it makes a lot of sense because this is all about like the energy, the passion, the drive that we're putting into something. And I think that you guys are passionate and excited about this because it's a dream job. You're getting something personally out of this that's quite fulfilling to you. But you have to make sure that you're setting proper boundaries. Okay? Yeah, 11th house, there's definitely other people that are significant here to this situation, whether it's clients or people that you serve or your coworkers or a little bit of both. There could be something too with Aquarius about like a greater cause that you're pursuing through this role. Like, I don't know, if you're working for a company, maybe this is a company that you really love the values and you really love what they stand for, or maybe you're just really passionate about the business objectives and really feel like it's the right thing for all, something like that. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting for you, group 2. Comment below. Let me know. What do you think this is talking about? If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I'll see you there. Bye. Hey group 3, if you guys picked out this Rhodochrosite heart, this will be your message. So today we're looking into your next new job or career move. So let's just jump right in and see what's going on for you. So we have the Midas Miser. Ooh, we have the Detective. We have the Hanged Man. The Knight of Swords. Very ambitious, driven energy here for sure. Some of you guys, I feel, are going to be going into business for yourselves with this Midas Miser card, because this literally talks about entrepreneurial spirit. Even if you're not going into business for yourself, I do think that there is something about your next role that kind of lets you run your own business in a way. Like, you have a lot of autonomy and flexibility over like how you execute the work. But there is something about this job that is something's on hold here with the Hanged Man. I don't know. We're going to keep going. But something about it is like, it's like we have this really opposing energies here of like something being on pause, but then there's this drive and this ambition to just move and go. You know what I mean? Definitely driven, ambitious energy here. This could be a role where you're doing a lot of talking, a lot of networking. Communication could be significant here. And with a detective, there's something here about like observing and researching and looking for information. Maybe some people are going into like law enforcement or detective work of some sort. But there's definitely something about like the money piece of things that I think is shifting or on hold or something. Let's continue. I need more info. So pile 3, their next job. Tell us more, please, about pile 3 and their next job. Success. The path you're on will bring you success and prosperity if you just keep going. Lots of little steps take you a long way. You're on track. So maybe that's part of it. I think that there is a challenge here. It definitely seems like this group is maybe doing their own thing, like starting your own business. And I think with the Hanged Man coming up here right next to this Midas Miser, which is all about like the money you're making, I think that you guys may see like periods of time where things feel slower, and then periods of time where things speed up and they start moving. But this card is kind of reassuring you that you're on the right track, and that maybe this next step that you're taking is just kind of like a baby step in the right direction. You know what I mean? Let's see. Looking. It's okay to look for better work. Be discreet in your search. You need to be aligned with your life purpose to be fully satisfied. So I feel like for this group, this is so interesting. I feel like this group does have their own business. Like you have a side hustle or something like that. But there's also this energy at the same time of you guys researching and looking for something different. So it's almost like we have two things going on at once for some of you. Because with detective and like this card, it's giving the energy of like looking for something on the low. You know what I mean? Looking for something better while doing your own thing on the side. We We have door to personal healing and happiness. Okay. Caring connections. That's beautiful. Yeah, and then we have action here at the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely this undertone here of you guys wanting, like, wanting to move, wanting something more. I kind of feel for this group, like I don't really feel like I'm getting a really clear answer on what the next job is. This feels like the next energy you're moving into more than anything. And it's kind of this energy of putting like the personal business or like the entrepreneurship on hold for a moment, because there's a need to like assess. Actually, maybe for some of you it's putting it on hold, but maybe for others of you, you're looking at it from a different perspective with the Hanged Man, because I feel like part of what's going on here is that this group, maybe your side hustle or your business hasn't really been making that much money, right? And maybe so there's this energy of like not being sure if it's the right path for you because it hasn't really like blown up in a way that you could actually support yourself. But I think there's a realization that working for yourself is actually what makes you the happiest. You know what I mean? So it's like you're kind of maybe seeing your career from a new and different perspective here. Maybe you're understanding that like you don't necessarily need to hold down just one single job and hate it. You can have multiple streams of income and you can create personal happiness for yourself through your career, potentially through owning your own business. But there's also this energy of you guys looking for better work or different work so that you can support yourselves. And maybe part of this is also involving you networking or building more connections. For some of you guys, I'm thinking too, like if you do own your own business, I think that you're also looking for more clients or more, maybe a business partner as well coming up here in the near future. Connections and partnerships seem to be significant to you being able to move forward. Okay. So let's see. Pile 3. Next new job or career move. Take notes. Your answers are being given to you. Quieting external voices and excessive noise will give you the chance to hear what is being offered. So I think for this group, it's going to be important for you to tune out negativity and do not listen to other people's opinions. All that matters is how you feel about it. At the bottom of the deck, we have help appears in various ways. There is much support for you. Sometimes you may get so adrift you forgot to look to the support systems that are with you continually. Caring connections. I feel like there's someone significant around you, or maybe just in general, connections around you where like you have the support that you could be turning to, but maybe you didn't think that you could, or you didn't think of this person or this connection as a source of support for you in your career. But yeah, there's definitely a need to tune out excess so that you can hear what's being offered to you more clearly. There seems to be an offer of support here, pile 3. So let's look at the Astro Dice to get more info here to close us out. All right, we have the North Node. And then we have the 5th house, and I think this is Virgo, but let me just check because I don't recognize that symbol. Yeah, in this one, it's Virgo. So I think that you guys are actually like, this is part of you moving into your purpose with the North Node being here. And it's a little uncomfortable, right? Like, I could definitely see that coming through here. Like, working for yourself might be a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe there's a lot of research you feel you need to do about this. Maybe on the legal side to make sure you've got all your ducks in a row. But it's like you're moving into something creative, something that you enjoy, maybe even something with a romantic partner that's here to help you as well. it's like I feel like you guys are shifting a hobby or a passion into your career because it's going to bring you more happiness. And with Virgo here, I feel like what you guys are doing, it's about being of service to others. The other thing, though, that I get with Virgo, because you guys also had this theme here of allowing others to support you, right? So I think also this next phase of your career path, it's also about allowing others to serve you and be of service to you. So you don't have to carry everything on your own shoulders. There's other people out there that can help you. So really interesting reading, group 3. Again, I didn't really feel like I got something super clear for you, so I'm curious to hear from you guys how this is resonating and what you guys have been kind of going through in your career up until this point. But comment below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so you'll be updated when I post the next video. I'll see you there. Bye. Hey, pile 4. If you guys selected this little Celestite crystal, which to me always resembles a jelly bean, this will be your message. So today we're looking into your next job or next big career move. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Ooh, we have the Queen starting us off. We have the Victim. Okay. We have the Death card. And we have the 8 of Swords. Okay, that makes sense with the Victim card being here. So what is next for you guys in your career, your next job or career move? So with the Death card being here, this is definitely like a big shift that's coming through for you guys in your career. And I feel like this is something that maybe you've been feeling bubbling under the surface for a while, right? Because the Death card is typically, in my experience, a really slow, inevitable change to our career or just to an area of life in general. And it happens for a reason, right? Because there's something about this next job which is part of your transition, right? It's like out of the old and into the new. So it's almost like there's something you're releasing moving into this next phase of your career. We have the Queen card here. So this is all about, feminine leadership or just leadership in general. Radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling, and demanding. So could be that certain ones of those attributes resonate for you more than others. But when I see this coming up in the sense of like what's next in your career, this seems like you guys are moving into a period of leadership or authority, either over yourself or over others. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, this has to do with yourself, because with the Victim card and the 8 of Swords being here, this is sort of when we feel like we don't have authority. We feel trapped. We feel stuck. We feel restricted. And with the 8 of Swords, a lot of times it's mental. It's bigger in our head than it actually is in reality. And it's a confidence issue, right? If we look at this card, you can see he's like chained to the ground, but like literally he just has to pick up the key and unlock it and he's free. But he's like making a mountain out of a molehill. It's like he's stuck in this position because of his own self-limiting beliefs. I think a lot of you guys are like moving into a role where you're going to be getting a higher level of exposure, a lot more people with eyes on you. You're in the spotlight in some way, or you have a lot more responsibility than you had before. And I think that it makes you feel uncomfortable. I think it's out of your comfort zone. I'm almost getting a little bit of like an imposter syndrome here with this group, where it's like maybe you're not feeling like you deserve it, or you're like, out of all the people, like, why am I in this role? Like, why was I picked? But you were picked for a reason, because you were qualified, right? So I think with that Victim card and the 8 of Swords, I just kind of see this closed off energy of just like not wanting to be seen, not wanting to expose yourself, maybe being a little bit afraid to ask questions because there's like a worry that, oh, if I ask questions, then I'm going to reveal myself as being this like incompetent imposter, right? That type of stuff. So let's continue. Pile 4. What is this next career move for them? Okay, too many. We have progress. It seems like a long slog, but your efforts will pay off soon. Stay on course for at least a few more months before making a change. Yeah, that's kind of how the death card feels, like a long slog. Whatever that is. That is kind of how, it's just like this exhausting. It's like, ugh, will it ever end? So I get it, right? And so it makes sense why we would have some of these other cards here. It seems like you guys are just sort of making slower progress than you would like. Okay. We have prickly situation. You need both tact and diplomacy to reach your goals. The struggle is worth the prize. Work around the issue and use a gentle touch. Yeah. Bottom deck energy. Your purpose is unfolding slowly, step by step as you go along. There is no need to hurry or worry. You're being divinely guided. Okay. So, seems like with the death card and this card being here, it's like you guys are just all, it's just like part of the plan. You're on the path. Things are slowly changing and shifting and progressing for you. So in this particular situation that I'm seeing here, it is a sticky situation. So it makes sense that you're feeling a little bit awkward or uncomfortable. So pile 4, I'm already like, you're probably already annoyed with me because I'm not really seeing a new job. I'm seeing like your current situation for most of you. Or maybe you're like moving into a new role within like the same company, or like having to work with the same people or something like that. Because there's definitely, like, I feel like baggage and history here, okay? But yeah, there's something here about like the situation that's a little sticky, maybe a little messy. And I feel like that's part of why you guys are feeling a bit uncomfortable here. Let's continue though. Pile 4. Walking away. Appreciation. Yeah, there's definitely like some tough energy that's here with this group for sure. So I think part of what's coming up here with the walking away, like this card is about getting out of the comfort zone a little bit, okay? Yes, walking away from a situation that may no longer be serving you, but it's also about like knowing when it's time to expand and grow and strengthen our skills. Okay, because in this card, this woman is departing a comfort zone and she's walking out into like this great unknown, and she's, you know, it's like she understands that like she's been in the situation long past its expiration date and it's time to explore greener pastures, right? So I think for you guys, there's something about your career path at this time where like it may be time to walk away. Like cut your losses, move on, explore greener pastures. Because there's definitely like this energy of you being more powerful than you realize in your current situation. But I feel like you're keeping yourself stuck. Like something that you're afraid of is keeping you stuck in the same place mentally and physically. I kind of feel like a lot of my pile 4s have kind of outgrown the situation. And I think there's gratitude here with appreciation. I mean, this is all about being grateful for what you have, being grateful for the experience. It also can talk about like focusing on a growth mindset versus a lack mindset or a fixed mindset about things. And I think that it's coming up here to say that there is something about the situation that's salvageable, that you can be grateful for because it's helping you grow in some way, even if you're not clear about what that is right now. Maybe it's helping you with your with like your diplomacy skills or difficult conversation skills or something along those lines. I feel like there's still an opportunity for you guys to get what you want from the situation, but it's like asking you to take a little bit of a different approach and to kind of come out of the shell a little bit here. Get out of the comfort zone of the way you've always addressed it, if that makes sense. All right, pile 4. Let's continue. Single-mindedness. Choose your own path and what is best suited to you. Yeah, that's the Queen energy. It's like it's being sovereign over your own choices. Safe and surrounded by love. Keep your heart open and know you're being protected. Listen to what you know to be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. Yeah, so it feels like you guys, like what's next for you in your career, it almost feels like it's not a new job. It's like maybe walking away from a job or walking away from a situation that's no longer serving you and choosing to step into your power and your authority over your career and going after what it is that you want. Instead of remaining in a situation that is not serving you. Right? Because with that single-mindedness, you're being asked to kind of be selfish. Think about yourself here. All right. So we have Venus, the 11th house, and we have Cancer. Yeah, so with Cancer, I'm wondering if this is like you guys work with your family or if it's like a family business. There could be something about home and family or personal life that is significant to this role or being affected by this role. I also think with the 11th house in Cancer, maybe you guys have been working in a place where like you feel like you work with your family. Like the people that you work with have become so close to you like a family. And I know that's like a really toxic, sometimes a really toxic thing, but I get that because I've experienced that before too. And it can actually be really beautiful. You know, minus some of the HR issues that can come with it at times. But yeah, it's like Venus is money, it's love, it's like your values. There's definitely something about like doing what you love and doing what's aligned with your values, but also like I'm feeling like appreciation. Like when I think of Venus, I think of it's like how we love, right? For instance, I'm a Venus in Gemini, so it's the way to my heart is through an interesting conversation. You know what I mean? So it's almost like your Venus as it pertains to your work. Like, how do you feel appreciated at work? You know, and is this the environment in which you feel appreciated, valued, and recognized for your work? Or is it a situation where it's like you're just there because it's like comfortable? It could be that you guys are looking for this type of an energy too. Like you want to be in a place where you work with people that appreciate you, that feel like a close, it's like a family energy. But with that 11th house, I think that's where it's difficult for you guys to be single-minded because there are other people involved here with the prickly situation. So pile 4, I'm sorry. I know I didn't really feel like I gave you what the reading said it was going to be, but I can't always control these messages that want to come through. Either way, I hope that you found it helpful and that it gave you some insight into your situation. Comment below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I'll see you there. Bye.